All right, Big D in the house. This is the second relationship I ever had. We'll call her Alto Maria. So, you know, I dated her in my mid 20s, and frankly, she was the one that came on to me. It's not every day that somebody decides to play footsies with you under the table. I mean, that's how it pretty much started. My thing with her is I feel like she was damaged goods from the beginning. I mean, when somebody basically trauma dumps everything that happened to them, and I feel like I got somebody that was just damaged and was just basically trying to get as many relationships as they could to get things, time, money, and attention from people. So this is my probably worst experience dating somebody. So there's a lot of red flags I ignored, especially coming from Katrina and expecting a certain standard. And she was the one that basically made me a lot of mistakes and made me not willing to repeat things again. Like, let me see. She apparently had a lot of ex boyfriends. Apparently bragged about disrespecting her stepdad and her current stepdad. Um, Lied a lot, kind of trashy behavior, littered. She just had an air about her that she just wasn't a respectful person. And, when you're young and you don't have a lot of experience, you tend to pedestalize people and then treat them like they're better than they really are. You fall in love with the idea of what you think somebody is, and you don't pay attention to the patterns should be telling you who they are based on how they act. And some of the things that come to my mind: overly loud, opinionated. Didn't know how to properly communicate where it mattered. Didn't care about my needs in a lot of regards. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I wasn't perfect. I was young and dumb. Like, yeah, she came on strong. I wanted to get laid. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but it just seems like she was in a rush to get things established. She was in a rush to, you know, get things physical. And I feel like she was just doing that from guy to guy to guy pretty much. I feel like I was a rebound guy, and then she's moving on to the next dude. It was like one of those things because there was an instance where she was treating a guy pretty poorly that was dating her in the past. That's why I think that she was a serial dater. But, it didn't last long. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, I broke me off a piece of that more than a couple times, and it was a fun experience in certain regards. But there's a lot of crazy I ignored to make stuff work, and some of the crazy I tell you not to avoid. Bad past relationships with men in the family, stepdads, real dads, brothers, and if they talk badly about them, probably doesn't have a lot of respect for men. Stringing guys along and openly bragging about it, you know, it's possibility that's going to happen to you. It's sort of like if somebody's going to be a liar and they're going to lie to other people, they're probably going to lie to you eventually. Life's all about pattern recognition, and you should pay attention to people's daily patterns and behavior patterns, and that'll explain to you how they're going to turn out, where they're going to go in life, and how they're probably going to treat you. So be very vigilant about who you bring around. Test them. A lot of people like to say that women test guys, but at the end of the day, there's nothing stopping you from testing women. Like, see if they're willing to do things for you. If you ask them to do something, are they going to give you resistance, complain, tell you to go F yourself, just stuff along those lines. Do the thievery test, leave something around, see if they do something, just stuff along those lines. Another thing, ask them questions that align with your morals and values. Like, to be honest, like, this type of woman and her behavior patterns is kind of they're patterns I've learned in middle age, and I'm deeply aware of what to look out for in women. And to be frank, this woman was pump and dump material. You know, I should have dipped after the first couple times, and I probably would have looked back on it as nothing more than a fun hookup in the past. So, yeah, try to avoid people that don't respect you, don't respect others. They trauma dump on you. What I mean, they tell you that lots of bad things happened to them in the past and try to make you feel sorry for them. These are people that are victims and they're trying to get you to emotionally invest in them and try to treat them better than the people in the past. You know, it's a form of manipulation and they're playing the victim. So you want to avoid that. Anybody that doesn't have a solid family where, you know, they respect the men in their family, avoid. Try to avoid people that don't take care of themselves. You know, just there's a lot of negative things that you could watch and judge people by and avoid problems with at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Just stay vigilant out there, guys. All right, D out.